everyone. Thanks so much for joining. We're going to do more of a gentle flow today and hopefully stretch things out for everybody who might have been shoveling snow over the past few days, because I know we have, and get your body warmed up too. So if you would go ahead and get started off in Shavasana, you might want a towel, a rolled towel, or a strap and a block if you have one, or even a pillow. And we'll go ahead and get started. Just coming flat on your back into Shavasana. Starting with the right ankle over the left thigh, and then interlace the fingers behind the left thigh, gently rocking left and right, massaging through the spine, lengthening the arms. Ankle over the thigh, interlacing the fingers, gently rocking left and right. Releasing the hands from the legs, lowering both feet down to the mat. And with whichever foot you want to start with first, you might want a
strap here or a towel. Or you can put your hand to the outside edge. So we'll start with the left hand and left leg and slowly start to lower it out. If you feel your low back coming off the mat, then bring the leg up slightly. And here's where you might want to use a strap or a rolled towel so that you can lower while trying to keep the weight in the right hip and keep it planted on the mat. Bringing that leg up and releasing the foot back down to the floor. We'll do the same on the opposite side. Slowly lowering the right leg out to the right side. Making sure the rest of the body stays planted on the mat. And bring that leg back to center, planting the foot on the mat. And we'll roll onto the right side. You can use a pillow or block if you'd like underneath the head, but interlace the fingers, draw them long down behind the back, open up the mouth, and take a nice deep breath in, lifting the chest. And exhale. On your next breath here, release the fingers, take the arms out long behind you, and step that left foot to the mat behind you. A full body stretch, opening up through the left side. On the exhale, lower that hand down, leg down, rolling to the opposite side. We'll do the same thing. Interlace the fingers behind the mat. Open up through the chest. Take a nice deep breath in here. Exhale. And then on the exhale, releasing the hands. Reach nice and long through the fingertips and step that right foot to the mat behind you. Gently lowering that leg down and using the right hand to push yourself to a seated position. Grounding through the sits bones, making sure the shoulders are down and back, chest is lifted, arms down. Starting with the palms on the mat. The right palm stays flexed at a 90 degree and slowly bring it up until it's pressing away from you towards the opposite wall, and tilt the head towards the left shoulder, pressing the palm. On the exhale, rotate the fingertips down, continue to lengthen through the arm, and then exhale that hand down. Same on the opposite side, slowly start to raise the palm, pressing away. Tilt the head towards the opposite shoulder. Exhale, rotate the fingertips down. And then gently release that hand into the mat. Bring both hands up in front of you, pressing the palms away. Inhale. And on the exhale, rotate the fingertips down, lengthening through the hands. Interlace the fingers here, turning gaze over the left shoulder, tipping the chin up. Exhale, chin to shoulder. Bring your gaze back through center and over the opposite shoulder. Inhale, tip the chin up. And then on the exhale, take the chin to the shoulder. Releasing the hands. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Shoulders stay down and back, chest lifted. And on the exhale, fold forward. Staying here for one more breath. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. And on the exhale, fold a little further forward. Slowly coming up. Rolling through the back. shrug the ears, or shrug the shoulders up to the ears, and then take them down the back. I'm going to use a towel again, or strap if you have it. Placing the palms as wide apart as the knees, and then have the towel or strap tight at that point. And we're going to lengthen through the arms then, and slowly start to raise them up, keeping the strap tight while you lift. Continue stretching the strap or towel all the way to the top of the head. Slowly start to lower back down. As the palms come to the knees, release the hands. And now shake out the arms. And then inhale, bring the right arm up. Reach on the exhale. Drop the right hand down behind the back and bring the left hand up to meet it. Here again, you can use a strap or a towel if you can't have the fingers meeting. One more breath here. And then release the hands down to the mat. Do the same on the opposite side. Inhale up the left arm, reach. Exhale, drop the hand behind the back and bring the right hand up to meet it. Releasing the hands down to the mat. Shake out the arms again, roll the shoulders. And then take the legs out long in front of you for hip openers. So whichever leg you'd like to start with first. Just holding the foot with both hands, and cradling it in the elbow. And doing guided hip circles. Sit up nice and tall, bounce out the knees. We'll do the same on the opposite side. Keeping that left foot nice and long. Guiding the right leg or opposite leg, whichever one you used. Through some circles, opening up through the hips. Nice deep breath in, bring the arms all the way up, fold forward, reaching for the toes on the exhale. Staying here for one more breath, elongate through the spine and then exhale, fold. Inhale, come up slowly on the inhale, and we'll come into tabletop. Some cat-cows here. So on the exhale, round up through the back, arch, lower the head, tuck the chin, press the mat away from you. And on the inhale, reverse it. Drop the tummies, shoulders come down and back, chest and chin lifted. And again, exhale, round up. Inhale, lower the tummies. Slowly come back to neutral, sink into child's pose, bringing the forehead to the mat, and gently rocking the head left and right. You can bring the hands palms together right at the nape of the back, behind the head. And take one more deep breath in here. Lowering your hands back down to the mat. Come up into tabletop. I'm going to curl the toes under and just take the hips right back to the heels. Stretching through the feet. And slowly come back to tabletop. Tap out the tops of the feet while you're in tabletop. I'm going to take the right hand and start to slowly rotate it towards the outside of the mat and then back towards the knees. Stretch through the palm, lifting the base of the palm off the mat. Sink back into the hips. Inhale, come up, rotate the fingers forward. And the same on the left. Take the fingers, work them back towards the knees, sink into the hips, lift the palm. Slowly come back up, release the hands. When you thread the needle here, inhale the right arm, opening up towards the ceiling, and then thread through, come down onto the right shoulder, right temple. Inhale up the left arm. You can stay here or on the exhale, take a bind, placing the hand behind the hip. And you take the leg out long behind you. Lowering that leg down, hand down, pressing back up into neutral. Same thing on the left. Inhale the left arm. Exhale, thread through, coming down into the temple and the shoulder. Inhale up the right arm. Exhale, take a bind. Lengthening through the right leg. Gently bring that leg down, hand down. Pressing back up into neutral. We're going to bring our palms forward one step, hinge forward at the hips, over all the way down to the mat. Roll right shoulder, roll it up to the ear, and down the back. Left shoulder, shrug it up to the ear and down the back. Now both shoulders. Then inhale up into a mini cobra, coming up slightly. Exhale back down. Inhale again, coming up. Keep the left hand planted. We're going to take the right arm, put it right underneath the left. Keeping the hips flat. Stacking through the shoulders. The left hand comes back to the mat. Pressing up into mini cobra again. And then come opposite side. Bring the right hand down to the mat. Pressing the palm in, full cobra. The shoulders down and back, chest lifted, gaze forward. Exhale back down. One more time, press all the way up into full cobra. And exhale into child's pose. Curl your toes under, come into downward facing dog, pedal up the feet. Inhale up the right leg. Lower the leg slightly, bend the knee, flex the foot, turn and stack the hips so the shoulders stay square, gaze under the right arm. Then bring that back foot, stepping forward between the hands, coming up into crescent lunge. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the back, open up. Slight back bend here. Feeling a stretch to the legs and the shoulders. Releasing the hands, bring them to heart center. turn to gaze to your right side, and then come down left elbow over the right knee. You can stay right here, hands to heart center, or you can open the palms. Bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Slide the left leg back down onto the knee. Flip the toes and heel toe the right foot to the edge of the mat here and focused. You can stay right here or roll to the outside edge of your foot and come down onto your forearms. Breathing into any tightness you might feel. And you can make adjustments while you're in the pose to help open anything that feels tight. Coming back up into long arms, heel toe that right foot to the left. Coming into pigeon, making sure that the back leg is rotated internally to the body. So if you have to bring the foot that was parallel to the top of the mat in, it's better just to make sure that the hips and chest are all tracking forward here. Into long arms if you're on your forearms. This back left hip rolls down to the mat. Right foot comes to the inside of the left thigh. Reach the left hand to the left foot and right arm comes overhead. Nice long stretch through the right side of the body. Inhale, bring the hands back to the top of the mat. Coming into downward facing dog, pedal out the feet. Pressing the heel of the right leg especially that we just stretched into the mat. And switch legs into the left. And back onto the right foot. Lift the left leg nice and long. And lower the leg slightly. Square up the hips. And then flex the foot. Stack the hips. Step the back foot forward. Coming up into crescent lunge again. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the back. Nice deep breath in, slight back bend. Releasing the hands, bring them to heart center. And then twist. Left elbow over right knee this time. Or sorry, right elbow over left knee. Hands down to frame the foot. Lower down onto the back knee, flip the back toes. Heel toe the left foot to the edge of the mat for locust pose. And again, you can roll to the outside edge of the foot and come down onto the forearms if you'd like. Focusing on the breath, especially if there's any tightness that you're feeling. Going back up into long arms, heel toe that left foot to the right wrist. Coming into pigeon here, rotating that back leg internally to the body. A lot of times once you make that movement, things through the hips feel a lot tighter than they did if you're just sitting with your leg behind you. this time, left foot to the inside of the thigh. I'm going to reach overhead with the left arm. Inhale, bring the hands back to the top of the mat into downward facing dog. Walk the palms back to the feet here, hanging forward fold. Heel toe the feet out a little wider than hip distance. Using the 2-piece fingers, grab your big toe, pat it with your thumb, and on the exhale, pull the chest down towards the thighs, letting the head hang heavy. Inhale, take the hips up. Exhale, pull the chest down. Release the hands from the feet. Grab opposite biceps and just hang. Gently swing left and right. Shaking the head no. I will not have negative thoughts and negative speech. And shaking the head yes. I will have positive thoughts and positive speech. Lowering the hands down to the mat, heel toe the feet in hip distance. Inhale, up halfway lift. Lengthening through the top of the head and the base of the spine. Imagining your spine going longer and longer. Planting the feet. And they're growing into the mat. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, sweep the arms all the way up. Palms meet, hands come to heart center. Pose here, grounding the balls of the feet and the heels into the mat. Roll the shoulders back, reaching the fingers to the floor. Chin down just slightly. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up, palms meet, hands come to heart center. We're going to come into a different version of tree today, where you cross the right ankle over the left thigh, keeping the hands at heart center. Instead of growing your tree, if you want to take this to the next step, you'll slowly start to lower until the elbow meets the knee and ankle. Find mountain pose again. And bring the arms all the way up. Palms meet, hands come to heart center. Planting the right foot, crossing the left ankle over the right thigh this time. And you can stay right here. If you want to take it a little further into the stretch, you can bring elbow to the knee and the foot. Inhale, slowly coming up, pending at the feet. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Through heart center, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Right leg goes back. The left, take a vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Slowly coming forward, the right hand is going to stay in the center of the mat. left hand comes to the center of the mat. The right arm opens up. Bringing that right hand down to the mat. Slowly lower all the way down. I'm going to take the arms long behind us. Setting up for locust pose. When you're ready, inhaling up the chest, reaching back for your arms. And the lower feet can come off of the mat too. Interlace the fingers and open up through the chest. Exhale slowly, lower everything down to the mat. Right cheek to the mat. One shoulder for the legs, left and right. Lowering the legs down, you can come into that same pose again. Or come into bow if it's part of your practice. Making sure to grab the ankles and not the feet. Inhale, coming up. Breathing, pose. Slowly on the next exhale, release everything down to the mat. Opposite cheek to the mat. Windshield for the legs, left and right. Lowering the legs down to the mat. Bring the palms right underneath the shoulders. Press back into the child's pose. Sink into the hips. Forehead resting on the mat. You can even take the palms back to the heels. Inhale, coming up. Bring the legs crossed right underneath you, coming into a seated position. We're going to set up for bridge pose. Sorry, not bridge pose, boat pose. One of those water places. Grounding through the balls, through the balls of the feet, actually just the heels and the hips. Coming up into boat pose, reaching the hands out long. And just hanging out here when you're ready. And keep the legs bent if it's too much on your low back. Or even keeping the feet on the floor. Slowly lower the feet down to the mat. Bringing them in. Wrap the arms around the shins. Drop the head. Tuck the chin. Sink into the lower back. Inhale, coming up. I'm going to align through the knees. So whichever leg you want to start with first, crossing it on top. Even if the knees are very far apart, as close as you can get them to being in line. Sitting up nice and straight. Keeping the back like a board. And even grab one arm with the other behind the back to keep the back nice and straight. And on the exhale, just hinge forward at the hips. So you don't roll forward. You keep the back nice and straight. Shoulders are down and back. back up, reverse the legs. Again, sitting up nice and tall. Bring the arms behind the back again. You can even take the thumbs and press them into the centers of the feet. Giving the feet a little attention. Sitting up nice and tall on the inhale, and then on the exhale, just hinging at the hips. Coming back up to seated, releasing the legs. We're going to slowly lower down onto our mats. Now to set up for bridge. If you want a pillow or block for the low back, you can get that too. Making sure the fingertips can touch the heels. Roll the shoulders under. Clasp the hands behind the back and lift the bellies. Releasing the shoulders, going down one vertebrae at a time, tapping the hips 3 times at the bottom to release negative energy. And then bringing the feet up, coming into happy baby, driving the knees down on either side of the chest, and gently rocking left and right. Releasing the hands from the feet, take the feet straight up to the ceiling. You can use a block or a towel, pillow, anything, even your hands to support the low back. If you'd like, or stay flat on the back. Lowering the legs down to the mat, planting the feet. Keeping the left foot planted, drop the right knee into center. completely relaxed onto the mat. Gently using the hands to close the legs like a book, leaving your feet planted for just a moment. Slowly coming into your final Shavasana, letting your feet go to the corners of the mat, fall apart, falling open, and just allowing everything to fall heavy onto the mat. We're going to do some inhales and exhales while we're here in Shavasana. And I will cue you in coming into an inhale. Now inhale. Hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale. And hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale. And hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale. Hold for 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Try to continue this very slow breath for a few more moments. Inhale and exhale. Slowly bringing your awareness back to the mat. Maybe wiggling your toes, touching your thumb to each one of your fingers. Taking a full body stretch like you do first thing in the morning. And gently rolling onto your right side in fetal position. The reading for today. Sometimes we're so afraid that we don't know how afraid we are. Sometimes we carry so much fear that it interferes with our ability to enjoy life. Feel and release your fears. See how needless they are. See how they keep you from enjoying life. Unclench your hands. And don't always look straight ahead. Experience adventure and let yourself live. Then you can be free. Gently using your left hand to push yourself to a seated position. Hands to heart center. We'll take 2 healing, energy-sending breaths. On our first breath, seeing someone in our mind's eye who needs a healing energy. Inhaling that person into your heart and showering them with beautiful golden light. And on our next breath, we'll take our own. The light in me sees and honors the light in each one of you. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend and a good week ahead, and I'll see you next week. Stay warm.